Hello and welcome, Chatfish, to a new stream. Today it's me, Kib, and you, the Chatfish. We're going to be playing The Fire Rises, which is a mod for Hearts of Iron. Well, I kind of eat my sandwich. We're going to be testing some stuff. Mostly seeing how this mod works and what this mod's about. Because I don't really have a whole lot of context, to be honest. Other than that, apparently this mod's going to turn me into a radical or something. It's like, what? And then they all radicalize, like, That's apparently what's going to happen. Crazy, I know. How's it make you feel, chap? Also, Chow Chow starts the day off with, or the stream off with a $5 donation. Says, want to start a fund for #keep talking, and nobody explodes yet. Explodes. Sure. Thinks this would be a good game for Kib to play with Bucky. You mean Squirrel Star? Isn't that a picture of, like, Chechnya thing that happened? What do you think, chap? Kip is going to buy a skateboard? What? Why did you say that? I had to mute Hearts of Iron music. I have no idea Stone Age. Who the fuck is this schmuck? Looks like an absolute... I don't even know, right? Looks like some random... some YouTuber or something. Alright, so let's see. We'll get rid of that. Mini expansion, the Brussels effect? What? Dark Side of the Moon update? I have no idea, dudes. Alright, the world braces itself. Lighting the match. It starts in the 1st of January 2020. With the world coming out of the turbulent 2000s and the relatively quiet early 2010s, the world seems ready for its greatest upset since 1991, with the re-election of the anti-establishment Donald Trump, fast approaching looming tensions in both Eastern Europe and Asia, along with extremism flaring up in every corner of the globe. The world's forecast already seems bleak, and with disturbing reports of a novel's coronavirus brewing. Oh, yeah, that's right, the coronavirus was a thing. Fuck, I forgot that even happened. It seems a match has been lit for this world-spanning powder keg. Light the match. Oh, no, I guess not. Never mind. Blew out the match. Weep. Sleazy $25 says, Kib is wanted in Canada for playing this mod. Lol. Only because I'm cool as fuck. It's like, you can't be cool as fuck with Chatfish. If the Canadian government's coming, Chatfish, take cover! How's that make you feel, Chatfish? I assume these are the only nations of playable interest, I assume? What? League of the South? Are you shitting me? Oh my god, this is some real roleplay shit. Fucking communist? Oh my god. Interesting. Alright, there are 5... Oh wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 choices. I assume these are the only countries of interest, if these are the only ones that are listed here, so... We have the Republic of China, Russian Federation, Federal Republic of Germany, French Republic, State of Japan, as well as the United States of America, chat. What should we play? Let's make a poll. Well, that's some interesting ones here. Ones I think you guys are going to be interested in. I don't think anyone's gonna be interested in Russia or France, but that's like a hands thing. I'm not sure. US of A. And Germany. Bring back the Vaterland. No, I'm kidding. Alright, what country should we do? But this is a test run, by the way. There's a paid playthrough that I have to do. But I need to figure out the mechanics of this. Be the American, the Japanese think I am? I am. Japanese people belong to me. They're like, what? All Japanese citizens are now Kibb's property. Kibbs will guide them into a new age of enlightenment. I will lead them to glory. They should follow. They should follow Kibb, yeah. Kibb is here for them. Thank you for the nation, Chow Chow. No, I don't think so. At least, I'm going to go with whatever is listed here, because it's got only these listings. I hate that YouTube moved the poll thing to the bottom. Is that Hideo Kojima? Where? I don't see him anywhere. No! Ah. I'm running my own music, by the way. I thought the General's OST would be fitting if this was modern. That's $2 for Russia. Thank you for your generous donation. Pat, don't turn this into a donor war, or I'll freak out at you. Alright. Would anybody like to contest? We're now slated to play as Vladimir Putin. I'm not really sure what the heck these are. Oh my god, cursed. I just see a lot of communism. Sleazy, donate $10 for Japan. That puts Japan in the lead. We will give them anime. Let's see, what's Japan got going on? They've got liberal civil coalition Japan Innovation Party. Be not afraid of going slowly. Be afraid of standing still. Liberal Civil Coalition Constitutional Democracy. Democratic Party. Liberal Democratic Party. The junta is in development. And the Republican Japan is also in development. So only 3 Japan things. One's got an anime waifu on it. It's fucking Lane from that show I don't really know much about. Actually, I don't know about waifu. Isn't she like a kid? Isn't she like... uh-oh. Wee woo, wee woo. And then Kib just explodes. You know, just gone. Fucking Kib crater. Need a piece of fish. Trying some fish stuff. Oh, chatfish. There we go. Yeah. Alright, 60 seconds to contest. If not, forever please. Post a link in the chat, or the YouTube. I'll add everyone. Don't worry, chat. Teamwork. Don't worry, I got it. I just realized I can do it easy. Done. Alright, doesn't seem like anybody wants to contest. Seems like Japan wins. Damn it. That's why I have my co-host here. I need to eat this while it's still warm. Well, $6 for Russia does not beat. But I will allow the congestion because it did come in last minute. That's 7 RU. Or no, 8 RU and 10 Japan. And thank you for the donation. Very generous.
Hello.
Indio! $8 from Chow Chow. In total. How you doing, Indy? You find your pen?
I saw you alone there, so I came to help the tracking stuff.
Owie. Those are nice pickles.
I only see $1 from Rapier, so I assume.
Yep, no, 8 from from Chow Chow, and $3 more from Chow Chow. A total of $11 from Chow Chow.
Yeah, so any donations wise have been tracked on the stream, I see. Okay.
No donations have been tracked right now, actually.
Okay, and we have
I'm tracking their dono.
I don't know why right now.
Yep. I've been writing it down on my little piece of paper here, like a little scrub. Like a little scrub.
What are the options? Japan.
Japan or Russia?
Russia.
Who do you prefer, Japan or Russia?
Japan, of course.
The way you said that was so funny. Japan, obviously. India Weeb. What's this? Finish what Mao started. What the fuck? That's wild. And thank you for the donation. 20s for Japan,
So
to clarify, says Sleazy. Thank you for the generous donation, Sleazy.
The first one is from Sleazy, right? From Japan.
Would you like to put your chatfish on anything? That's enough to put your fish on a thumbnail.
From Japan. It's for
Also,
Russia.
Chow Chow. Retype your hashtags. I've got the total for Chow Chow's donos.
24.
Plus, we donated $3 more. That makes a total of $14 from Chow Chow. Look at this fucking math you guys make me do. Jesus.
Another 3, 4.
Barely enjoying my chicken. Thinking about numbers more than I am about the food. Why is the mod purple, you think? Kind of weird. It's a weird color choice. Ah, I forgot they all go for nobody explodes. Yeah, that's his hashtag. Chow Chow wants to put a new game stream thing called Nobody Explodes. Chow Chow's total is $14.
So our Chow Chow donators went for Russia.
Yep.
Okay. With the previous ones now.
Which means Russia should be a total of $14.
Yeah.
The donor one. The nostalgia for the music? Yes. Generals is a fantastic game. My dad wants to maybe show up on stream one day. Maybe we can get him to play some Generals chat. That'd be funny. I believe that's his favorite game. Favorite Command & Conquer game, anyways. I remember watching him as a kid play the shit out of that. Alright, finished my chicken sandwich. Now I'm putting food away. There we go. Chatfish. Clear my throat. Alright, Japan stands at $30, while Russia stands at $16. You have 60 seconds to contest. If not, forever hold your peace. Oh, that's pretty decent. Should have put some buffalo on that, but I'm addicted to buffalo, so I try not to eat it all the time. I force myself not to have spicy things, because having too much spicy things are bad for you. Let's see. Good night, Primac Pepe. Take care, little chatfishy. We'll see you later, buddy. Just make sure he's prepared for the peculiarities of the bucket. I'm not sure if my dad can handle you guys, honestly. He wants to play Command & Conquer, and I'm like, yeah, we could even get a game and get Chatfish to play with you. But, like, I'm warning you, these little shits, they use scummy tactics. Never trust Chatfish. They'll always rush. Rush B.
Also, what the fuck is this mod, by the way?
This mod?
Yeah.
So this mod converts Hearts of Iron 4 into the start date of 2020, January 1st. Right before the outbreak of the coronavirus. And is set in the modern times. So that's the goal of this mod. It's basically modern Hearts of Iron. Or set around modern times. Because Hearts of Iron has total conversions, which convert it to different times, different eras, different settings, fantasy world, sci-fi. There's mods that add Hatsune Miku to the game, if you were curious. That is a thing.
I see you're trying to get me to play it.
You didn't know there was a Hatsune Miku mod? You can also change the portrait of the leader to be Hatsune Miku as well. Indio starts sweating. He's like, ugh. Ugh. He's a weeb, chat. What can I say? Wait, is this the same as TFR? I have no idea. I've never played this mod. This mod was a paid request for me to stream, but I didn't want to go into it blind because I try to do a little bit of research on paid requests now. Because I used to do them blind because I thought it'd be better, but I'm experimenting with this stream by testing it out in advance and letting you guys sort of choose stuff for this. But the paid request is a specific run as a specific nation. There will be no donations for decision in that one, as that one was already purchased. This is going to be a practice run, so we're going to figure out how this mod works, so that way when I do the actual run that was paid for, I'll have an understanding how the mechanics work in the mod. And maybe I'll be able to win. I don't know. Who knows? Hearts of Iron is one of those games where, despite having thousands of hours on it, I consistently lose, is what it feels like. I get very far, and it feels like by the end, there's always something that fucks me in the last second in these games, all the time. Or, it's not necessarily that fucks me, but it goes like, I can win this, but it's going to take me, like, 12 hours of nightmares. And I'm like, I don't know if I feel like doing that. Because this game is fun, but it's pretty hard, especially if you don't know what the metas are. Because when I knew what the meta was, I was actually pretty good. But now that I don't, I'm kind of ass. I also constantly forget to change my division templates. It's like the thing I always forget. Oh yes, the time has expired. Japan wins. Ni hao. Wait, no, that's Chinese. Konnichiwa. There we go. Konnichiwa. Did it? Konnichiwa. The brief history. Japan is faced with the possibility of war. Each passing day... Oh, let me end the poll real quick. Each passing day, as Chinese naval vessels aggressively close into the Senkaku Islands, and as North Korean missiles are launched into the stratosphere. Recently, Article 9 of the Japanese Constitution was amended to allow for a more active military presence abroad. While this shift toward militarism is unpopular, it may be crucial for maintaining national security in the coming years. So we've got a couple of things here. The current party that's in charge is the Liberal Democratic Party of Conservatives. We have some State of Japan stuff. We have Japanese pacifism, which is ass. Oh my god. That really sucks. Our factories are 50% slower. Our dockyards are 50% slower. Our population doesn't want to go to war by a quarter of it, and we are minus 50,000 or minus 50% of recruitable population. Doctrine upgrades are expensive, and there are ship cost limits in general to how big our fleet can be. We have an aging population, which is minus 95% to monthly population, which means we only have a 5% population growth at standard, which is terrible. Monthly expense growth. Oh god, this game has economy systems. Oh god, help me. Plus 15%. Monthly inflation, minus 0.2%. Personal value factor, 10. I don't know any of this shit. Oh my god. Oh god, I have no idea. Whenever these mods add in economies, I'm like, oh boy. Kiritsu control, minus 0.2 political power. Consumer factory goods factored by 10%. Debt to GDP threshold by 80%. I have no idea what that means in the gameplay sense. Monthly income, minus 15% growth. Monthly poverty development, minus 1%. Oh boy. Alright, launch. Or what's this? Revise Article 9. Deal with the pandemic. Japan on the world stage. Oh, that's right. We've got the fucking pandemic. As the world changes across us, we might be destined to become the shining beacon of East Asian democracy as we put aside our darkest past behind us. The pandemic has hit our country, and we need to do something about it before it's too late. Revise Article 9. Actually, we don't, because it didn't do anything. Article 9 of our Constitution effectively states that we may have no standing army. Now, this is where the problem arises, as how we will fight without an army. Luckily, we've managed to find a few loopholes, but they are only so wide, and so now we must finally revise this outdated piece of our nation's codex. And then for paths we have Liberal Democratic Party, learn from yesterday, live for today, hope for tomorrow. Then we've got Liberal Civil Coalition, Constitutional Democratic Party. The smallest good deed is better than the grandest good intention. Damn. That hits hard right there. Then we've got fucking Lane for some reason. Look, Indio. Weeb. Enhance, Weeb.
It is very small.
No, you don't have to read, don't worry. I was saying the picture was an anime girl, so I was pointing at you. Liberal Civil Coalition of Japan Innovation Party. Be not afraid of going slowly. Be afraid of standing still. So there's the paths. We do not have the ability to restore a junta and the Republican thing. Alright, well, let's take a look. Alright, so the world is modern. Taiwan is to our south. We've got South Korea. We've got China, an ugly ass monstrosity. Oh god. Oh yeah, Syria's still a hellhole. I mean, it is right now in real life. Wait, has the Ukraine war happened yet? I don't actually remember 2020. When did Russia invade Ukraine? I don't actually know. I can't remember. Alright, Japan it is. Setting the world ablaze. The state of Japan. Oh my god, there's weeb shit on my screen. Country summary. Japan is a land of the rising sun, a country of traditions, and a new culture that has swept the whole world. A country that was at the bottom after World War II, and which rose to the top in a matter of years, and lasted there for most of the Cold War. But all miracles come to an end someday, and the Japanese economic miracle is no exception. The last 2 decades of the 20th century were not favorable for Japan. The beginning of the crisis of the economic bubble in 1985 ended a long period of economic prosperity and marked the beginning of a new era of stagnation, dubbed the Lost Decades. Lasting the last 30 years, the Japanese people are undoubtedly not ready to give up under the pressure of new circumstances. Like their ancestors, they are ready to fight hard to the end. The new decade will be crucial for Japan. Will it finally be able to break the chains of stagnation? Will Japan be able to stop the Will Japan be able to stop the aggressive expansion of insatiable China? Only time will tell. Ganbaru Nippon! Fucking oh my god.
Wait, what the fuck did it sayこんな後で That's amazing.
Oh, they have an economy tutorial? Okay, let me grab a drink. I'm gonna need a drink. We're gonna read how the economy works, and maybe we'll learn how this works, because it looks like we're in debt already. 10.63 trillion dollars in debt? Is that a T for trillion? Oh my god, are we $1 trillion in debt, chat? Are we $1 trillion?
That's a lot of text.
That is. What's that drink? Grabbing some Coke. There, poured myself a glass of Coca-Cola. We're good to go. Until we, inevitably need more. Okay, back at my desk. It's Out of Touch Tuesday. It better be Monday. We had a game developer meeting. Which is Monday. Mondays are game developer meetings. That or we had a game developer meeting on Tuesday.
That's the meme about the anime girl dancing.
Gotcha. The fire rises. Economy system. The system is simple, yet it has a lot of depth. You will add income and subtract expenses monthly. In the fire rises, real GDP is a key measure of economic strength, representing nominal GDP adjusted for inflation. A clear picture of the actual economy, real GDP, is essential for understanding the debt-to-GDP ratio, since high debt relative to real GDP indicates potential economic instability. Real GDP is calculated by summing business value, personal value, social spending, military spending, and exports, then subtracting imports. This yearly total is adjusted for inflation to reflect the true economic output of the nation. Inflation refers to the rise in general price levels in the national economy, which erodes purchasing power. Inflation is influenced by interest rate laws and changes in the money supply. Managing inflation is crucial, as high inflation results in economic hardships and penalties, while deflation can cause further setbacks. Debt represents the government's liabilities. When the country faces a monthly deficit and lacks enough liquidity, the reserve funds available for immediate use, debt rises. This debt must be managed carefully. If the debt to GDP ratio exceeds certain threshold, debuffs occur due to reduced investor confidence. Keeping debt under control improves stability and encourages national prosperity. You can pay off debt automatically via the auto payment or by directly paying them off in the Economy Trade tab. The interest rates affects monthly debt payments and is a critical component of expenses. A higher rate raises the cost of debt, making it essential to monitor and manage to avoid unmanageable payments and instability. Liquidity is the reserve money available for immediate expenditures, gained through taxation, vital for military upkeep, Army, Navy, Air Force, and military industry, and social spending. If liquidity falls below zero, expenses are added to debt, which must be repaid. Development changes every month based on modifiers, or it can be increased or decreased through focuses and decisions. If development reaches 100%, it will go up one level, and reduce the development by 100%. If the development reaches minus 100%, it will go down one level, and increase the development by 100%. Development is important to make sure each part of your country is as strong as possible. Power plants, energy farms, and nuclear reactors are types of buildings known as power plants, which allow you to gain various state bonuses and are the main way to increase your building slots in a state, as industrial techs no longer do so. However, each type of power plant is mutually exclusive with each other and cannot be built in the same state, so you'll need to strategize your placement of them. The list of variables determining your income and expenses can be found in-game looking at the Economy and Trade tab. That sounds like a lot of stuff that's going to cause me to lose. Units. Unit rebalance. The Fire Rise completely overhauls all units and adds 6 new regiments and 4 new companies. The new units are as follows. Militia. Cheap, inexpensive units to deploy, require infantry equipment and anti-tank equipment. Motorized militia. Oh my god, Toyota Chatfish! Cheaper alternative to regular motorized, higher organization but lower HP. Requires infantry equipment and motorized equipment, anti-air and anti-tank equipment, and armored ATGMs. Rekka Air Reconnaissance Infantry are lighter and faster than light infantry or militia. Requires infantry equipment, support equipment, anti-tank, and anti-air equipment. Special Forces. Special Forces have the highest organization and HP. Have one of the longest training times. Requires infantry equipment, anti-tank, anti-air, and support equipment. Self-propelled anti-air. Self-propelled anti-air system has been re-added into the game with changes, blah blah blah. MBT is the main battle tank company. APC company are the 4 new support companies. There are equipment requirements are self-explanatory. My god. So militia costs $1 million. Main battle tanks require $150 million to field. For one division, I think. I think that's what that means. The Second American Civil War factions? What? With content? Oh, it tells you what things. Nations with content. So only these 6 nations have content. And then these Civil War factions for America have playable stuff. Honestly, the mod's not that far along. It's only got 6 countries done. And they're not even finished. Alright, let's take a look at our country. We have Naruhito Reiwa. I'm not reading all that. He adds a 10% stability modifier. That's all that matters. What the fuck is going on with the colors inside this shit? Alright. Reiwa's 2. What the fuck? It's just like weeby shit. I guess the Olympics haven't happened yet.
The thumbnails are great. I see a Miko there.
Where? Oh, there.
The
Promote Japanese culture. Improve childcare facilities.
I also see a Gungan at the bottom.
Look at Shinzo Abe is like, Tackle the Hikikomori issue. It's like, have sex. Make babies. No. Alright, let's see. Reiwa 2. Year 2020, or the second year of Emperor Naruhito's reign. There would be new challenges ahead for our nation, and as times change, we have to decide which path Japan will take. We'll get 50 political power for doing this, and that's what we can do. We have already people. We have Shinzo Abe in our cabinet. He's back, boys! Like, Shinzo! We have a bunch of people in government. I'm not really sure. And then we've got capital punishment, traditional roles, liberal security, surveillance state. Oh my god. So our social laws, law and regulation, closed borders, low regulation. Low regulation's fine. Open borders is literally a disaster. I mean, that would probably help with the population. 100% bonus to population. Alright, jokes aside. Oh my god, there's a lot of stuff in here. We have a lot of technologies. Alright, now to look at the tech trees. So we are Japan. We're probably going to want to focus on industry first. Production, efficiency, business factor. Do I have this already? No. That means yellow means I can research it. I'm understanding the color. Synthetic oil. Synthetic gas experiments. Synthetic rubber. Biodiesel. Fuel refining. That's super far ahead of schedule. Do not research that. Construction. Researching this will increase our construction speed, which we want. So that's one thing. Decentralized industry. Factory output will be increased, but military factory upkeep is by 5% increase. I mean, it's just 5% increase anyways. Construction costs go up as well. We're going to go for a centralized industry. See how that works out for us. Then we're going to improve machine tools and get that ahead of schedule. Increase production, and then we're going to go for nanometer MOSFET, which are going to increase research speed. I don't know what that means, by the way. I'm just looking at the bonuses, and that's how I'm making the decisions. Oh my god, what is this building tab? There's office parks, which increases local manpower, fuel silos, nuclear reactors, drone launch sites, power plant buildings, energy farms, dockyards, and factories. Oh my god. Alright, let's worry about the factories later. So, what are we missing in production? We are missing multi-role airframes and attack aircraft. So where's multi-role? Basic multi-role. That's a multi-role, right? Improved multi-role? Maybe that's better. That looks like an F-35 or something. I'm not entirely sure. If I click that button, Kawasaki Heavy Industries will manufacture that. We're not producing attack aircraft. We need attack aircraft. Attack aircraft. What quantifies as attack aircraft? It's not that Cobra, is it? That's an A-10 Warthog. Wait, no, is that what that's called? I don't remember. Check, I don't know evil kid. I'm a real guy. It's a Thunderbolt, not a Warthog. What the fuck? Basic multi-role airframe. Like that's an attack plane, right? Early multi-role. I mean, it's not attack stuff. It shoots at things. It shoots stuff, right? That's what that means. Did it? Okay, yes, that is considered that. Okay. We're producing a destroyer and helicopter carriers. Helicopter carriers? Make sure we only build one of those, because we want to replace those with different boats. We want convoys in production, and we're gonna want... We only have helicopter carriers. We have the saddest navy. Uh... 2020, the Atago class Kai destroyer hull. You produce screen ships, destroyers. There we go. We're getting ships in production, little Chatfish. Chatfish is just weaving out at me. What do you think, chat? We got some stuff going. We are missing things? No. We're producing mechanized. Do we not have divisions that have tanks in them? Can we even afford tanks? I don't actually know, dudes. What do we have in logistics? We've got some mechanized stuff. Not actually a lot. Actually, things are kind of empty. We need planes pretty bad. We're actually lacking pretty bad there. So in that case, we need to increase plane production. Try to catch those bad boys up. Now we need to trade. Quantitative easing. Oh my god. Quantitative tightening. Ooh, war taxes. We do not have that much in liquidity. I'm just a kid trying to figure out economics. I don't have any political power. I can't do none of that. Wait, maybe resources? Trade tab. We are missing aluminum. Aluminum. We shall trade with the United States of America. For aluminum. And we will trade for rubber with Thailand. There we go. That solves that question. Steel consumption. Local manpower construction speed. This building provides the state with GDP with tax income. So we're going to build that there. We're going to build that there. I'm gonna build like one building at a time because I have no clue what I'm doing. Generals command up to 18 divisions in this mod, looks like. General Toshiya Okabe is not a good attacker. So we're going to go with Takanori Hirata as the general. The field marshal will be Field Marshal Koji Yamazaki for his better defensive skills. Okay, we have 17 divisions under his command. That's the biggest our army is. The Jingwu oh my god, that's just like... Is that good for a template here? Like, I'm not sure, chat. It's like a tiny little division. Should I be recruiting? Can I afford to recruit? I feel like we should recruit something. We'll make that. Soko Royoden. I have no idea what the shit this is. Main battle tank, infantry vehicles. Now we're cooking with gas. Well, that's a chunky division. We won't be able to produce that, though. True, the age of, like, infantry being, like, the standard is actually not really a case anymore. So we probably want some meaty tonky divisions. And then holding units for these divisions. I have no idea what I'm doing. EU4 is great. Just start playing the modern day mod. It's pretty good. What? What are you talking about, Maru? Maru! Is that, whoa? Grabs him. Screams. Alright, so the planet is now spinning. How do you feel, India?
It should be spinning, yes. I want to see you building a Gundam there.
A Gundam? I don't know if the mod has, like, wacky things like that.
I doubt that you have.
The first COVID case confirmed. Japan has confirmed its first case of pneumonia caused by a new coronavirus from China. The health ministry said Thursday. A Chinese national in his 30s who lives in Kanagawa Prefecture tested positive for the virus. The ministry said he returned from Wuhan on January 6th and was hospitalized on January 10th, has already recovered and was discharged from the hospital on Wednesday. Oh no. Yeah, but the coof is going to affect our economy, chat. We just need to tell people it doesn't exist and it'll be okay. Because it won't hurt our economy, because there's nothing we can do to stop it. Insufficient energy. Land of the rising sun. Ever since the end of World War II, Japan has gone through turbulent times. But with its allies across the globe and willingness to adapt, Japan has managed to not only survive but also thrive. The 2020s have been too kind on us. An aging population and a military held on a leash are just a few of the problems that remain to be a thorn in our eyes. With Shinzo Abe's resignation in sight, dark clouds gathering above the rest of Asia, and the rising tensions amongst our Western allies, time only can tell what these new turbulent times may bring. Time only can tell what these new turbulent times may bring. I just don't like how that's worded. I feel like these modders are just the weirdest writers ever, honestly. The weirdest. Alright, let's see. Deal with social policies. Well, let's handle the pandemic first. The pandemic has hit our country, and we need to do something about it. 35 days. COVID-19 virus. The World Health Organization, in collaboration with the Communist Party of China, interesting, has been closely monitoring the alarming outbreak of a novel virus in the city of Wuhan. This sudden emergence of the virus has raised significant concerns among health experts and global leaders alike, particularly with the return of thousands of Chinese citizens from vacation, which could potentially facilitate the virus's spread to foreign populations. As the situation has escalated, experts have noted that the virus appears to be becoming deadlier, exhibiting an increasing mortality rate that has alarmed public health officials worldwide. Reports indicate that the virus is not only highly transmissible, but also shows signs of mutation that may enhance its virulence. This concerning trend has led to the intensified scrutiny and research efforts aimed at understanding the virus's behavior and its potential impact on global health. Yesterday, the fears that many had harbored were confirmed when the WHO, which is a terrible organization, officially declared that a pandemic is no longer a matter of if, but when. This declaration marks the critical turning point in the global response to the outbreak, prompting nations around the world to take urgent action to mitigate the impending crisis. Countries are already counting their numbers of infected citizens, with healthcare systems bracing for an influx in patients as cases continue to rise. Is it funny? We all know this didn't do anything. Oh my god, it's wild. But is it going to do anything in this game? Is it going to just fuck with me like magic? Alright, diplomatic. Big thankies, Chatfish. Allahu Akbar. American Taliban peace deal. After 18 long months, the U.S. Special Representative Zalmay Khalilzad and the head of the militant Islamist group, Mullah Abdul Ghani Baharadar, signed a historic agreement Saturday on Doha, Qatar, where two sides spent months hashing out its details. Under the agreed-upon terms, the U.S. committed to withdrawing all of its military forces and supporting civilian personnel, as well as those of its allies, within 7 months. The drawdown process will begin with the U.S. Reducing its troop level to 5,000 in the first 100 days and pulling its forces from 5 bases, with the rest of the forces leaving in the following months. The Afghan government also will release up to 5,000 Taliban prisoners as a gesture of goodwill in exchange for 1,000 Afghan security forces held by the Taliban. That is not a fair exchange. That is really bad. Like, I'm just like reading this, and I didn't remember reading this when this happened. But that's fucking retarded. That's fucking retarded. The Taliban have agreed to end support for groups such as Al-Qaeda and ISIS. However, many have doubted that the Taliban could hold up to their end of the bargain deal due to historical ties between the groups. More than 2,400 Americans have died in Afghanistan. That's like nobody. Holy crap. That is nobody. If you know anything about wars and history, like 2,400 is like a small battle. Like it's like a tiny skirmish. Holy crap. I didn't realize we didn't lose hardly anybody. Holy shit. That's wild. Alright, so have died in Afghanistan during the over 18 years, that's it? Wow, they really did suck. Holy crap. Fighting at an estimated cost of the U.S. Treasury nearly $1 trillion. Now that is the big casualty right there. Oh my god. In recent years, despite the surge in troop levels, the Taliban fought U.S. and Afghan forces what analysts have called a state of strategic stalemate. The Afghan government will also begin negotiations with the Taliban to map out a political settlement which could establish the role of the Taliban would play in a future Afghanistan. This all didn't work out. It's funny. These negotiations are expected to start next month. One of the first tasks in these intra-Afghan talks will be to achieve a lasting ceasefire. This whole thing completely failed. That's funny. All for nothing. Goki. Oil prices skyrocket. Burka Muhammad Jihad. The Dow Jones Industrial Average suffered the worst single-day point drop ever, smashing through records set earlier this month as instability in the Saudi government rattled investors who have already been panicked over the coronavirus epidemic. The blue chip index neared bear territory amid mounting fears about global recession, plunging a record-breaking 13.76 points. Don't know what that means. Or 7.8%. That's a bit better. To close at 23.8 or 23,851.2, I think. The Nasdaq dropped 7.3% to 7.95068, and the S&P Index 500 lost 7.6% to close to 2746.56. Its worst day since December 2008. Oh, the housing market collapsed yet. After diving 7% in the opening minutes of the trading session, triggering a New York Stock Exchange circuit breaker. that had halted trading for 15 minutes. Monday marked the first time the trading curb took effect since the current thresholds were implemented in 2013. To avoid a repeat of 1987's Black Monday crash, the price of oil shot up to $117.14 per barrel, as disruptions across Saudi Arabia halted production as the Saudi oil fields churned to a halt and other countries struggle to keep up production amid shutdowns and worker shortages. It seems that the recessionary period is all but certain. Oil crisis. They just like, should we make a video game or should we make a book? And they chose to make the book. Just, with Saudi Arabia falling into chaos, our oil supply has been severely hindered. Oh no! And looming collapse of the United States has not eased the looming collapse of the United States. What? What? This is like looming collapse of the United States. Eh? Okay, this must be fan fiction stuff now. Has not eased our tenuous situation anyhow. Eh? 2020, there was no looming collapse. That's weird. Japan has endured many hardships and overcome numerous challenges to endure and rebuild and improve in this new century. The pains of the 1970s, the first oil shock, still haunt the nation of Japan. During that nightmare, the Japanese economic growth was greatly impacted, and it fell significantly below the nominal growth trend, due to Japan not being a major natural resource provider. Producer, not provider. Our position has always been a fragile one, puppeted by the strings of the overlords such as America. Oh my god, here we go. Alas, this crisis will not be the end of Japan. The rising sun has arrived. Similar and worse catastrophes in its long, tumultuous history. Perhaps this will be a new beginning. A new opportunity for Japan to finally break free from the shackles and restraints set in place by our enemies and allies. Ultimately, only time will tell the fate of Japan. But for the time being, we must do our best to resolving the situation in front of us. Fall down 7 times, rise up 8. Tumbles off a ledge. I'm gonna kill myself. I'm gonna kill another bar. It's got a scroll bar. Oh, that's new. End of the Libyan Civil War. Hurka-durka, Muhammad Jihad. Alright, let's see. The Tobruk... Libya, look at it. Look at this little guy. This little country. Hurka-durk. Alright, so. Hurka-durka land. The Tobruk-based authorities have declared victory in Libya's civil war, announcing that remaining Tripoli-aligned forces have collapsed, and that the East now holds effective control over the countries... Or country... Why is there an S over there? Institutions territory and critical infrastructure. After years of division, Libya has been reunified by force. The final campaigns were marked by rapid breakthroughs following prolonged stalemate, as Western defenses weakened under shortages, internal fragmentation, and the loss of external support. Tobruk's forces? Tobruk's question mark? I don't know, maybe it's his forces? Pushed along key highways and seized major hubs with increasing speed in several cities. Negotiations and deals ended fighting before full-scale assaults could begin. In others, the war concluded the same way it was fought, block by block, with heavy damage left behind. In Benghazi and Tobruk, supporters celebrated what they call the question mark end. I don't know why this question mark's right everywhere. Of chaos. That's so weird. While officials promised security, discipline, and the restoration of national authority, yet across the West, the atmosphere is tense. Many communities fear reprisal, purges, or permanent military rule. Armed groups that once held the power of balance in Tripoli remain scattered, some surrendering, others withdrawing into rural areas or disappearing into the black market networks that survived every phase of the war. The victorious government has pledged to restart oil exports under centralized oversight, restore basic services, and rebuild a unified armed force. Whether Libya enters the new era of stability or merely trades fragmentation for authoritarian control will depend on what Tobruk does with its victory, and how the defeated West responds in the months ahead. Will they recover? Russian Federation gets victory in Libya. Okay, I think these are like random. I'm not really sure what's happening. Well, I'm streaming the long clay fishy. Like, long clay fishy. Oh wait, I gotta do my focus pocus. Restrict travel. Death to the Chinese. In order to prevent the spread of the pandemic, we might have to restrict travel from other countries. This is going to negatively impact our economy. India, how do you feel about that?
About what?
My economy, India.
If you had a good economy, you won't need a rape you.
You want your pay docs? Is that what you're asking for? He's like, no. Portable anti-air. Man portable anti-air. Basic anti-tank guided missile. Basic anti-tank guided missile. Gen 1 mechanized truck. Gen 3 light mechanized. No, I just need mechanized. I'm not entirely sure what I'm looking for here, chat. AAV P7s. Check, woohoo! As they get blown out of them, they're just gone. My chatfishies.
There's so much stuff on that screen.
There's so much stuff, and I gotta figure out what to build. The Gen 1 mechanized is considered out of date. So what is the next one? Modern Gen 2 mechanized? Maybe? I'm not producing something. Self-propelled anti-air and reconnaissance tank. You gotta help me. Self-propelled anti-air. Basic light tank chassis. God have mercy on me, soul. Self-propelled anti-air. I thought I was producing that, but I guess not. Self-propelled anti-air. Do you see self-propelled anti-air? Man portable anti-air defense system? Maybe that doesn't count. Motorized artillery, rocket artillery. I don't even see that. I don't even see if I have that. Improved anti-air tank. Eh. Self-propelled anti-air. Self-propelled would imply a tank of some sort. Self-propelled gun. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, we're cooking. Self-propelled anti-air. Self-propelled gun. I don't see an anti-air tank. Can we make one? Is that possible? Maybe it's considered a... not a vehicle, but over here. No, it's not over here. Fuck. Oh, there it is, right there. Type 87 Spag. What a weird name. There we go. No template, improved man portable defense system, and anti-tank guided system. Oh wait, we're not using these things? Why the fuck are we producing them, chat? Why are we producing them? It's completely pointless. More machine guns for the infantry. Restrict travel. Research a vaccine. Not that'll help. Provide emergency response packages. COVID-19 is quite possibly the greatest threat we have faced since the end of the Second World War. That is so funny hearing that in, like, the modern era. Take care, long clay fishy. Be a good little fishy. Be a fishy. COVID-19 is quite possibly the greatest threat we have faced since the end of the Second World War. Across the country, our people are... Just about everything is our responsibility to ensure they get the goods they need. Alright. Emergency response. Sign new creature contacts. What is that? The national diet? I don't even know what that means. Oh, God help me. I don't even know what I'm looking at. Not even oil crisis? Oh, fuck me. Distribute masks? I mean, it won't help. Like, none of these things will actually help, like, realistically. As 20 days to the pandemic mission, the pandemic worsens. I mean, in that case, we should. Enforce lockdowns. I'm not going to affect my economy. No. Announce guidelines. Yeah, sure. Restrict travel from China. Yes. And Russia, because Russia's next to China. Russian oil deal. Develop oil production in Argentina, Indonesia, Ecuador. Promote oil industry. So we gotta deal with the oil crisis too. Asian oil. Albeit our relations with the Asian countries has been one of shifting circumstances and alliance, we need the friendship more than ever. The oil from Malaysia and Indonesia will undoubtedly create a partial temporary relief to our waning oil reserves. Alright, oil, glug glug glug. We must have oil. The problem with a lot of these mods I always find is they add so many things that aren't quite related to the game. It's just weird. Like, I get what they're going for, but I think Paradox needs to make an actual modern game so it actually has mechanics with it. Technically, these are mechanics. It's just they always feel kind of weird when they're mods. Provide emergency response packages. Alright. Alright. Support small, medium enterprises. Ayy. Research a vaccine. That won't help. Activates mission, research vaccine progress. Like, is it worth researching a vaccine? Because it was kind of pointless. It actually just kills more people. Like, should I not do that? I don't think I should. I think I'm not going to do that. I think a vaccine will just kill more people. Like it did in our world. The foundations of capitalism lie not on giant hulking corporations, but on small businesses in Japan. The Japan of today. It seems this has been forgotten. Smaller enterprises need our support now more than ever, especially with the threat of COVID-19 taking away their businesses. Yes, because the large corporations won't be affected. It'll be the tiny little guys. Ooh, excuse me. Alright, I think we're doing okay. The Saudi king is dead! Oh, I'm not reading that. I'm not reading them anymore. If they're not about Japan, I'm not reading them. Nationwide protest in the United States? Not my problem. Not my problem. I'm only reading my stuff, because my stuff's already a book and a half. Okay, we're supporting small businesses. Woo! Oh god, it made a lot of debt, though. 2.5 billion debt. Delicious. Okay, we just gotta survive the pandemic. Prepare for the Olympics. This is our chance to save us. No, we're not delaying the Olympics. We're gonna hold the Olympics. For nearly 7 years, our capital has been eagerly awaiting the Olympics. Yet on the eve of this momentous occasion, our nation was struck by the same virus as the rest of the world. This, combined with the uptick in tension across the globe, has made organizers rethink the event. With the fear of COVID-19 and sparks flying between competitors, the question has come forward. If Tokyo is in any sort of state to host the Olympics. We're hosting a chat. We need the money. Fork over your chat muns. Like, chat muns. Start shaking Bucky upside down. It's like, ah. Some lint falls out. Keychains. Little wrapper from an half-eaten candy bar. Alright. Promote alternative energy? No. Develop oil in Argentina. Oh, that will not be ready in time. The question of the Olympics. Everyone can sense the long peace won't last forever. I'm not reading any of that. Regardless of the risks, they will be hosted. Go. The Olympics are coming, damn it. We're getting that money. I don't care. Promote Japanese culture. Continue forward with the country. It's like, you can't just manage your country like that, kid. The Olympic yet begins. Nothing to worry about. Enjoy the games, bitches. Okay, the oil thing's about to expire in 6 days, chat. Massive explosion in Beirut. The port of Beirut has... Oh, yeah, I don't care. It's not here. Waning of the oil crisis. Massive crackdowns in Belarus. Yep. Belarus is a hellhole. Nothing new. Develop oil production in Indonesia next. Promote Japanese culture is complete. Katanas, bonsai trees, dojinshi, anime, sushi, and tempura. We get to promote our culture across the world, and we could do it better. Buy Hatsune Miku statues, chat. Japan on the world stage. As the world changes across us, we might be destined to become the shining beacon of the East Asian democracy as we put aside our darkest past behind us. I'm fighting to keep my shitty country afloat. What the hell? Oh god, help me. Shinzo Abe. Oh, so much crap. Yeah, Shinzo Abe's bye-bye. Goodbye-bye, Shinzo Abe. Oh, he's dead, I think. Rest in peace, bro. Alright, so let's see. New World. Japan's voice. Blah, blah, blah. Doesn't matter. Moving on. Alright, let's see. I think I hate mods that are just expedition dubs. I think I hate them. I think it's just one of those things where it's like, oh my god. Should we just have interesting mechanics? No. I spend more time reading text walls than I do actually figuring out how this mod works. Let's see. Static air defense hit chance goes up. That's good. But what are the odds Japan has to worry about Chinese airplanes? Big thankies, chat. Big thankies. Okay. Reconnaissance tanks and main battle tanks. We are producing Gen 2 main battle tanks, aren't we? I believe so. Let's check our logistics. Yes, we are. Main battle tanks. We are currently producing them, and we could do better. Enemu Banzai! No, India's right here. India, how you doing? Wiggle. Wiggle, India!
Yeah, I am drawing. Yeah.
I'm drawing. Me, India. What are you drawing?
Fishes. I check the fish commission.
Japan on the world stage. Unlocks decision. Economic cooperation with China? Or no, the Republic of China. What were you saying? Go ahead, India.
Only my body's here, chat. Only to track. Kibis have to do audio reading.
That's true. Research the vaccine? I don't think I will. I think I'm going to deal with social policies. We may look like a paradise, but we have issues of our own, especially the issues of living alone and the issue of declining birth rates. Time to start fucking. Just nope.
Dang.
Major protests. Muslims don't care. Skirmishes in Muslim country don't care. Stroll, is that my country? Okay, there we go. Within the Imperial Palace, a rare tranquility blankets the ancient stone pathways, as Emperor Naruhito and Prince Fumihito walk leisurely along the centuries-old stone road, once traversed by royal family members. Absent the usual clamor of tourists, the venerable courtyard now exudes an exceptional solemnity. Brother, do you see? Naruhito paused. Besides the old bridge, the state of the world is vast and cannot be halted by human force. Today's changes are like the blooming and withering of flowers in the courtyard, all according to the natural order. Fumihito gazed at the fishes swimming in the pond, the chatfishes, if you will, and slowly replied, Brother speaks the truth. Past events are like smoke, Naruhito gently stroked the stone railing. Oh, this is so cringe. People often say that a prosperous era cannot be repeated, but today's change might usher in a peaceful and prosperous age. The path of power lies not on its magnitude, but in its righteousness. A gust of wind swept through the courtyard, causing the leaves to flutter from a distance. Fumihito picked up a leaf and said, "Yes, tyranny is like a storm, fierce but difficult to sustain. Only the path of democracy can nurture can nurture silently like a spring rain. The rise and fall of a nation concerns its people." Naruhito looked toward the distant skyline. Did they say anything of substance here? I don't think so.
They said,
we say
you know what they said? Power is like honorable catfishy. If you push, it's soft. But if you have a lot of them, you hold great responsibility. It's like, what? That's not what they said at all.
Greater responsibility. Land of the rising sun. Harka Turka Muhammad Jihad.
You can always forbid the commoners from eating meat and force them to eat only rice. Yes. We should do that.
We should do that. That sounds funny.
That sounds like a great idea. 300 years later, the white man arrives.
Prince
What?
Rebellion
Why are
in
you
Saudi
all pygmies?
Arabia? What? Saudi Arabia has entered a civil war? Well, we're definitely on a different timeline. Go forth to war, whether it be easy or difficult, and strive. Oh, Arabic music's so bad. Alright, so...
Is that music?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Saudi Arabia has now entered a civil war. The Arabian Republic is now fighting Hezbollah al-Hajjaj there, and there's the Saudi Arabian guy right there. Arabian Republic. And then the city of
Can you make their
Mecca.
war worse?
I don't know. I'm Japan. I'm over here. I don't know my problem.
Yeah, like...
Islamist
you
attacks
send
in
them
France and
poison.
Austria. Allahu Akbar. It's always Muslims. Every goddamn time. Provide maternity leave for female workers. Raise babies.
No.
Give birth. Use your vajus. Check my vaju. Yes, we need to do
You
this so they
work
make
while
babies.
you give birth. Yeah. You make them work and you make the baby work together, so you get 2 workers for the price of 1. And why is the game like that?
What?
Is it a mod?
Yeah, this is a mod.
Like the
This is called The Fire Rises. Are you asking about like it's pink or something?
no the tree was anime.
Yeah, because it's modern. This is 2020.
Ah. Did you get past COVID yet?
No, COVID's
Or-
happening right now. We're dealing with
Okay.
COVID and an oil thing.
Oh, we need to destroy China to end COVID. Yeah.
We need to destroy China to end COVID.
It's like, but we just created it. The bats. It's like,
I like how that is socialist is outlawed based. But there's a communist league. Improve childcare facilities. No, not yet. Or yes, do that yet because we don't have political power for that anyways. So, mothers and fathers within our nation often spend much of their day at work and do not have time to take care of their children. Our childcare facilities are functional, but if we want to take pressure off our people, we must ensure they are extraordinary. This will accrue more debt. Woohoo, debt! Check, woohoo, debt, we love debt! As the economy implodes. The Third Congo War. God save the Congo. I don't care. I don't care about third world nations. Diplomatic alert. And their allies have defeated the Southern Transitional Council. What? I don't know what that is, and I don't care. Alright, we need to make more guns, Bino. Bino's like, guns.
yeah. Base. Can always invade Brazil. And yeah.
I don't even know what Brazil's doing.
Yeah, what's Brazil doing?
Jair Bolsonaro is in charge.
Well, then it's the best time of Brazil then. It was an ironic one of the few
Oh, that's
times
right,
that
they
we
don't have
actually had
focus
anything
trees.
going.
Or, well, they're hidden. There's only 6 nations playable in this mod at the moment. It's Japan, Germany, Russia, America, and France. And one other nation, I forgot.
You need to
Oh,
make
China.
Brazil playable, so we can like do some fun stuff.
Doing economic cooperation with the Republic of China. The good China. The Islamic Republic of Iran and their allies have defeated the Republic of Yemen. Will Yemen see peace? Nobody
Should
knows.
there be peace in the bucket?
Ease economic burdens. Spending policies do not come cheap, and inevitability the economy will suffer. However, they are necessary for the betterment of our nation and the support of our people. While we cannot stop the economic burdens these policies will cause, we can certainly dampen them. And so we share, Chatfishes, and so we share. As glorious Japan grows stronger. Some extremists take it Mecca. The Holy Land defiled? No, it isn't. What are you talking about? That's exactly like the people that live there. They're extremists already. Alright, the Civil War looks pretty fucky, honestly. It looks like, the Prince dude is probably dead, I think. Yeah, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia is like a tiny little, like, city in Riyadh. Super change. In a sunlit daycare on the outskirts of Tokyo, Rinka, Sakurai sat in the afternoon light, holding a pink strawberry cake. She always found it strange why the food was better than before, and why the classroom now had more interesting toys. "Teacher Maki," she asked, with a touch of innocence, "why can we have strawberry cake every day?" Teacher Maki crouched down and began to patiently explain. The new parenting policies, childcare subsidies, and upgrades to facility standards. But these complex terms turned into light bubbles in Rinka's ears, leaving only the phrase, "This is a gift the Prime Minister promised to every child." This sounds like political indoctrination. That sounds like... So Rinka tilted her head, a little head, with a bit of cream still on her mouth. "Does that mean the Prime Minister lets me have strawberry cakes every day?" Teacher Maki smiled, wanting to explain more. But Rinka had already bounced away to share her discovery. This teacher's really bad at explaining stuff too, by the way. Bounced away to share her discovery with other children. In her fairy tale world, the image of kind Prime Minister conjuring strawberry cake every day was easier to understand than any policy explanation. To Rinka, happiness was simple, having strawberry cake every day and a Prime Minister who could make cake for the children. Does changing the Prime Minister mean changing the cake? True, it'll have to be chocolate next time. Gotta keep it fresh.
God.
Gotta keep it.
You know what makes me sad? That I know a lot of adults that like they have the same level of like thinking that this child has. Oh, Durka. It's like, no, damn. You never evolve. I hate you.
Trump declared victor in U.S. presidential election. Look, he's dancing. He's like... In a shocking turn of events, U.S. Donald J. Trump is slated to be the winner of the U.S. presidential election and become the nation's next chief executive. Many political science experts previously predicted that Trump would lose the election, especially on the heels of many pressing issues in U.S. society. However, Trump has seemed to defy the odds, and especially the countless predictions voiced by established pundits. Interestingly enough, the Biden campaign has voiced strong opposition and has contested the results of the election, citing voting irregularities and other related issues. The Democratic Party and other politically liberal organizations have already, in tandem with Biden, announcing their condemnation of Trump's political aims for the next administration. Even though doubts about the election seem everywhere, congressional staff have ruled that the claims of irregularities by the Biden campaign are not concurrent with their own findings. During the vote count, regardless, it seems that the political bickering that gripped America during the election season will not be going anywhere anytime soon. He just keeps winning. He can't keep getting away with it.
Dude, why do you think that the election was stolen? Because we stole it. How did we lose?
Because we stole it. I have no idea what the United States is going to do in this timeline. I don't know if the Civil War thing
Hopefully
will happen.
the base.
We're easing economic burdens. Tackle the hikikomori issue. The idea of hikikomori is an interesting one. Or hikikomori is an interesting one, and that plagues our nation. While introverts are socially acceptable, sealing yourself in your room for life is not. Every hikikomori is a person who is not contributing to society, and who is burdening the people around them. This issue must be resolved immediately. Just by the press of a button. It's like, just like, woohoo.
Why the hikikomori exists because we fucked them over and made the demand depressed in our country. Well, let's fuck them over harder.
Reduce pressure on
That should-
businesses.
Yeah, they should fix the.
Temporarily reduce social spending. Oh, as our economy's going up now. you can't just keep getting away with it.
That's the worst part. I kind of like this idea, but at the same time, I hope they did research for this mod, because there's a lot of like political initiatives that this is supposed to do this and that, and like everyone thinks that it's supposed to do this and that, but it was proved again and again that that's not what that doesn't work at all. But I hope they know they did research and didn't just like go like, this is supposed to work like in the book, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get you. They did a lot of research on this. That's probably why it's taken them so long to develop this mod, if I had to guess. Modify aging population, so that's going to help us out there.
Modify? You mean like?
Yes, because we have a debuff called aging population. See right here? These are the nation's buffs and debuffs. We have aging population, which hurts our population growth.
It probably fucks you over if you get an award also.
Well, yeah, because we don't have
like,
manpower.
Yeah.
The coronavirus pandemic is ongoing, but I'm just going to ignore it and see what happens. Science.
My
again.
God, imagine playing a South Korea on this, where you have like negative population growth every year, and then like you get into a war. It's like, oh no.
So next, whether it's a toxic boss or a construction site that hasn't been inspected in one too many years, our people often face a less than desirable workplace. With the way the world is going, we need to encourage a healthy, safe, and fun work environment. I don't know about fun, but productive. At least not to the point where they're flopping over dead every 5 seconds. In Sato Makoto's room, a sliver of twilight seeped through the blinds, casting mottled shadows on the floor stacked with game discs. This was his sole connection to the outside world, and the light was about to vanish into the approaching night. "Makoto, please come out," his mother voice called through the crack in the door. "There's another great job opportunity today, at a design firm." Her words were cut off, drowned by the sudden sound effects from the game in the room. It had been 3 years and 4 months since resigning from his convenience store job that day. Sato Makoto had never stepped out of his 9-square-meter room. Every day his mother left a bento box outside his door, which was quietly taken away late at night. This had become their only means of communication. "You're already 27, his mother's voice trembled with emotion. "Yamamoto next door has already gotten married." Sato Makoto turned up the game volume even louder. The characters on the screen were engaged in fierce battles, emitting deafening sound effects as he continued to immerse himself in the virtual world. All disappointments turned into tears on the floor. Just so sad. Like Bucky's just sobbing over there.
Damn. Oh no, that kind of like makes me sad because I don't like that kind of stuff. I know that it happens in real life.
Wait, what? Gaddafi secures power in Libya? Isn't he dead? Surprising news coming from Libya. Saif el-Islam Gaddafi, the son of Muammar Gaddafi, okay, it's his son, has emerged to consolidate popular support and win the post-Civil War national elections with an overwhelming majority. Did that actually happen? I don't believe that.
I don't know.
Successfully
I
utilized the Libyan people's dissatisfaction with the agenda of other candidates, appealed to the restoration of national pride, sovereignty before. Now the Gaddafis are back in power. Libya is sure to kick out foreign mercenaries that have been infesting Libya's land since the beginning of the civil war. As the revanchist spirit strengthens by the hour, Libya Gaddafi has announced his plans to create a united socialist Arab state in the Maghreb. Oh, it's gonna be cancer. Oh, he's a commie. Popular Front of the Liberation of Libya. His father's ghost is a negative debuff. Gaddafi's ghost.
To be honest, I kind of thought that like they would say somehow Gaddafi.
Somehow Gaddafi returned.
Yeah. Former goals seem to have like his chatfish on the Insta thing.
Where's Ghost?
Ghost? I don't know, like on my DMs I was talking to him.
Modifying economic stagnation, reform the education system. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither was Japan. When our education system got as messed up as it is today, is lost to history, but its current state is quite undesirable. If we want to ensure our children grow up healthy and smart, then reform is incredibly overdue. Reform! The Popular Front of Congo has defeated the Bundu something. Oh my god, Congo's like on fire, isn't it? Yup. Myanmar descends into civil war. Are you shitting me? What the fuck? What's happening? Chat, the world's on fire, chat! No. Russia hasn't even declared war on Ukraine yet.
Russia became the new Germany on this mod. Like, so they instead of like the World War II being the whole big thing, is the Ukraine war the big thing?
Not necessarily. Ever since the COVID-19 okay, fine, I'll research the vaccine after it's been like a billion days and the COVID thing's basically over.
Oh, to be honest, people still here is still fucking whining about that. It's like, it's not a big deal.
Massive food strikes in the Rhineland. Our condolences to the Schnazzies. Thank you. Nuclear reactors continue to advance our nuclear power. Improved nuclear reactors. Advanced nuclear reactors. Advanced power plants. We're going to avoid solar farms because we know that that's a dead-end technology. Alright, let's see. 5nm offsets. Beep, 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 beep.
If this was a whole ass game, like instead of just a little mod, like
it's a pretty big mod. It's 2 gigs.
That's
yeah, it's kind of chunky.
I think they'll never I think they'll never release a game of this like timeline though. Like it would be too.
I don't. Paradox tried to make a modern Paradox game with a collaboration with a company called Battle Goat Studios, but it ultimately failed.
Yeah, they should have to be too political also.
Not that. That's not necessarily an issue. They just need to write the game in such a way that every style is playable. So, I'm going to explain real quickly how you write this in a way that's interesting and fun. You make it so that religious extremism, communism, centrism, right-leaning or left-leaning, fascism, or like monarchies are all fun. They should all be fun. They should all be different playstyles, and they should all be fun and viable. There, problem solved. Don't have a bias for any ideology. Just make them different playstyles. A democracy should be like more defensive and protecting of other nations and working together and cooperating. Good for co-op.
Communism is like how many of your own.
Communism is like basically trying to make as many nations convert to you as possible. And then fascism should be about annexing as much territory as possible. See what I mean? And then they're different playstyles. Easy.
That's not really fascism though, like.
Sorta. I mean, it sorta is because, okay, so the concept of. So we don't really have a well-defined thing, But so fascism, right, or just the idea of a nation, right, is that a nation should be an autarky, I believe, or the verbiage here is a little bit rusty. And bear in mind that my brain's not in this headspace right now. An autarky basically is a nation that's like self-sufficient, right? So Germany is not self-sufficient as it is right now in the current world. How do you get Germany to not need other nations, to be like the United States of America, where it relies less on other nations? Well, you take more land for farming. You take some mountains for minerals. And, you get a couple more farms over here so that you can feed and sustain all the people. And then all of a sudden, your Grosse Deutsche Reich looks like this. But in order to make it as an autarky or independent or whatever, you need to push people out of their homes and take their homes from them. Because you need the living space. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's why. On 3rd of February 2026, says Meru, Gaddafi was assassinated at his home by 4 unknown gunmen who fled the scene in 1819. On November 14, he attempted to register as a candidate in the presidential election, originally scheduled to take place in December 2021, but was rejected. This decision was overturned less. And that basically led to his assassination. Okay, makes sense. Well, extreme little Jar Jar von Hosenhollen. Hope you're having a good day, little buddy. Little buddy. All chatfishes are Muammar Gaddafi's.
As soon my brother is back, it will be like, the law has passed. Needs have to work. It's like, no. He's like,
he just dies. Needs have to work. Alright, we should probably continue researching better tanks. So let's get the Gen 3 main battle tank. Replace that Gen 2 one. Japan Steel Works, maybe? What company is this? This is the Rifle Company. Soft attack and reliability, maybe for pushing through Chinese pig dogs. I assume something's going to open up here. Ease the lockdowns. There we go. The people's desire is to be free from the prison of their homes, and it is one we can sympathize with. While we are not ready to go back to pre-COVID life, we can at the very least lessen some of the restrictions we have been forcing on our civilians. That's not bad. We can choose to lighten up on them.
Some countries like left those restrictions for like a long time. Like, holy shit! I forgot how pussified people were during that whole era.
It was a very dark time for humanity because the chatfishes were locked in their buckets. Like, let us in, let us in.
Yeah, over here they were beating people like that went to the streets. Like, oh, you want to get some fresh air? It's like, so yeah, so busy. It's like, damn.
It's time for change. Keep it stable. After the weeks of campaigning, insults, and small scandals, the elections are about to hit its peak, with both opposition LDP giving it their all to sway as many voters to their side. Although it is predicted that the voter turnout will be low, there are still enough people that go out there to vote for their preferred party. The LDP has experienced promises, stability, and certainty, while the opposition ensures there will be a proper change, progress, and renewal, with the heated debates reaching their ends and the votes being cast. It's ultimately to the people to decide who'd stand victorious. Alright, chat, you choose. I don't know if this matters. Change or stability?
Time is change.
I'm gonna take a leaky squeaky real quick. Where'd Bendio go? He waddled away?
He went back to his classes.
I really enjoy how games use real pictures as miniatures. What are you talking about? I don't know what that means. Also, be right back. Gotta pee.
I need to cough. I choked on my water.
Okay, entertain chatfish for a moment while they vote. Chat, you have well, I tell you what, you have until I get back to decide. There we go. One sec.
Catfishes, how are you doing, my dudes? You know, like what the Cubes need to do? I think Cubes needs to annex Australia. In this, what do you guys think about him annexing Australia, my dudes? I think that's a good idea. Because, like, if you go... let me look at the word map. Word. Okay. Let's pretend that I am Japan. Oh, my internet's dying. Okay. Chatfishes. Okay, hear me out. keeps goes, and he annexes Oh no, but Australia is kind of far away. Either way, he invades Australia, right? And he doesn't even need to defeat everyone. He can just push the people into the water and let all the people drown into the shark-infested Australian waters, right? And then he builds a neo-Japan there. Because hear me out, Australia has a lot of shit, but it doesn't have tsunamis, right? And it's farther away from China. So you have like a kind of a buffer of little islands that can protect you from an invasion. Yeah. Yeah, and then like from Australia, you take Tasmania and New Zealand, right? And then like of course you might have to squeak side the populations and then breed a lot to really hold that place. But like okay, we have Australia and New Zealand now. Then help me out with this. Like I'm making the plan as we go, right? I'm not really. I don't have a long-term goal for this. The saltwater crocs are the. Well, either way, like either by shark or crocodile, the Australians will be going for the dodo. You get what I mean? Giving way to New Japan. And let me see. And you can use the needs. Hear me out. You get the needs to be like the main force occupying, because you force them to get the fuck out of their homes. Yeah. And there from Australia you can build a fleet that can sail straight into Africa through the Indian Ocean, and then you can probably land at South Africa and become New Japan. There, see, and yeah, and by then like the whole idea is that you do a little ferry line where like you slowly take the extra Japanese that you're going to get from the breeding to New Japan and New Japan, and the whole idea is to make the rest of Africa New Japan by pushing them into the oceans so that they either drown or get eaten by the sharks, and you use all the riches in Africa to make like Japan richer. So like you have like now three very.
I just keep hearing Bino's story arc repeat itself as you push them in the ocean and they get eaten by sharks.
What? It's the idea, like. So like I paved the plan for you. You first get Australia, then New Zealand, and then from there you build a fleet and invade South Africa through the.
Bino, sharks are a smaller problem. The saltwater crocs are the real monsters. Like Chatfish, how do you feel when I leave you with Bino? Do you feel safe?
Yeah.
Chatfish tied. Bino, you choose.
Times change. I don't even know what changes.
Election time. I don't know if it does anything. I have no idea what that does. Oh, hey, the next election. Well, that decided it. Restore the people's trust. Oh no.
What happened?
The anime side lost. We might become woke.
Oh no.
Form a civil coalition. Ooh.
Okay, go do a coup. Don't let them take power. Do
Chat,
a coup.
I don't know. No, chat chose this. A new course? Fuck. COVID populism? What the fuck?
Oh my god, they are going to be gay.
Maintain stability. Destroy the myth of the one-party Japan. Actually, maybe it'll be good, who knows? The Liberal Democratic Party has ruled Japan almost continuously for 75 years. It has obviously had its ups and downs in that time, but the past few years seem to fall steadily into the latter category. It will be a Herculean task to knock the LDP off its throne, but with a bit of luck and a lot of negotiations, it's possible. My God. We're destroying Wapan. Check Wapan. No, we tied. Don't put it on us. What do you mean, Maru? What do you mean you tied? Come here! Takes off his little shirt. He's like, people first. Dear fellow citizens, as the morning light illuminates the dome of the National Diet Building, we cannot help but ask, does this symbol of democracy truly embody the will of the people? For decades, aside from the brief power shift in 2009, the Liberal Democratic Party's rule has never been genuinely challenged. This is no coincidence, but a meticulously crafted political impasse. Let us face reality. We live under a soft dictatorship, disguised as democracy. The LDP has portrayed itself as a symbol of stability through complex political funding systems, dealing with large conglomerates and manipulation of the media. They have convinced people that without the LDP, Japan would descend into chaos. But what is the cost of this stability? Young people abandoning the formation of families due to the lack of stable jobs, the continuous erosion of pensions for the elderly amidst inflation, the gradual disappearance of the middle class burdened by mortgages and the education expenses, the decline of local economies as Tokyo becomes increasingly centralized now. The time for change has arrived. The birth of the civil coalition is no accident. When left-wing parties realized the need to keep pace with the times, when liberals understood that ideals require organization, and when progressives forces set aside their differences, we found a common voice. Japan needs true democracy and a genuine multi-party system. Let us unite and shatter this myth of a mild authoritarianism with our votes for our children to grow up in a truly democratic nation and to return politics to the hands of the people. Please join our cause. The future is within sight and change is now.
That sounds pretty gay. Like, just invade Australia.
Just invade Australia. Push them into the sea.
Yes.
Time to ban anime. No! Time to ban.
Damn.
All chapters just disintegrate. And so we will become communists because chat voted. I actually don't know what this path leads to. I have no idea.
I don't doubt. Damn.
I mean, worst case, we do another round. It's not a big deal. Haitian government overthrown. Like a dragon. In the early evening, Summono Ward, Tetsuya Rizaki, leans in on the apartment balcony, watching the red and blue lights of a passing patrol car below. The tattoo on his left arm has long been concealed by his suit sleeve, yet the stories behind it still flood his mind at night. This isn't Kubokichi or something I can't pronounce. There are no fiery showdowns or heroic finales. Here only endless grudges and betrayals and an Orosaka prefectural police force that acts more Yakuza than the Yakuza themselves. Ryuzaki straightens his tie, the one his wife fastened for him this morning. 20 years ago, he was collecting protection money for his gang. Now he's a sales supervisor at an insurance company. His days are as bland as a glass of water, void of excitement or turbulence. The television broadcasts election news. The LDP candidates repeats the same promises Ryuzuki has heard all his life. He recalls his old boss's words. Sometimes the greatest violence in the world isn't a fist, it's a society that never changes. He takes out his phone, reading the Civil Coalition's campaign platform. Maybe it's time for a change, he thinks. Not with fists, but with votes. For saving our economy, for the prosperity of our people. JCP is communist. DPP is not communist. Okay, so basically what this did is it's not actually communist. It just basically is breaking up the power block that is that conservative block. So we can actually go down different paths. Now we must choose, chat. For saving our economy will give us DPP approval, Innovation Party, and CDP Party. Or, the more socialist parties from the looks of it, is for the prosperity of our people. Prosperity or economy. Economy is right, and I believe prosperity is left, I think. Because the JCP party is the Japanese Communist Party. Yes. Japan Revolutionary Communist League. Oh my god.
Come on, Chatfish.
National Socialist
Australia is
Japanese
right,
Workers' Party. Oh my god. Chatfish, how do you feel? The state of Japan is not a member of any alliance. What alliances are there? Chat bitches. Say chat bitches. Alright, Chatfish, you have 60 seconds to contest. If not, forever hold your peace. What's America doing? America's existing. Trumpist populism. That's not really an ideology, but alright. It's not really an idea. Let's see. Bundestag. Germany's led by Frank-Walter Steinmeier. Do I see anything in Germany where it has a swastika?
And get the band get back together, yeah.
The bulwark of democracy. That's pretty Germany looking. Europe united. Fortify the border. Destroy Poland. Babs like, oh! Pikachu faces. Like, nope. Aim for energy independence. Placate the Russians? That seems like a bad idea.
Oh, my dog is sleeping on my feet.
Chatfish have chosen. Economy. Chat bitches have chosen well. They're chat bitches. So we shall lean on the economy. Oops, wrong button. For saving the economy. The Japanese economic miracle ended nearly 3 decades ago, yet the LDP rules as if the music is still blaring. We can't sit idly by and watch as they do nothing to save our crashing economy. We must put our 2 foot down and take matters into our own hands. This will give the DPP and Innovation Party, along with CDP, approval. I don't know any of these parties. DPP.
CPP.
Or is it
CD
CDP?
Project Pink. CDP, CD Project Pink. Yeah. It's the gayer version of CDR.
Chatfish must attack. Like, attack! And they throw rocks at you. Like, fuck.
Damn.
The death of Wall Street. The United States has plunged into a deep crisis. What? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh!
What happened?
I don't know,
Oh my
but
God.
something bad happened.
The game is not moving.
Economic crisis hits Japan. It's the end of the world as we know it. The United States stock market just crashed. Oh my god. What has happened to my country? The Black Liberation Army? God, fucking kill myself.
What?
America is balkanized.
How?
Federal Command of
What?
Texas. The stock market class. I have no idea. American People's Liberation Army in California. I'm not surprised. Union of America. Oh my god. This shit's gonna hit the fan, boys. Jeff's like, uh-oh. America not looking so good. The chatter. Kishi looked at Shinsato. The rays of the sun were only now just settling into the shadows, the trees beside them, but Kishi saw his companion's face clearly, even though the glass of the Ramoon at his lips. It evoked memory of them sipping Coca-Cola on a bench in San Francisco, a lifetime ago. Salarymen of titanic spirits and brilliant intellects that wielded capital against their competitors. America? Shinsato relinquished his drink and looked at his friend curiously. America. It looks like it's all going to go up in smoke. Eyes rolled and drink suppered without comment. Still, Kishi queried, "Do you think the stock exchange will recover?" "I'm down." The glass was sheathed on the table, and with assuring light shining from the wry smile and alert eyes, Shinsato spoke. "Yes, I am certain everything will be okay for us. No need to worry like you usually do." Kishi smiled in a way that surrendered his conscience to his friend. This expression of absolute trust apparent on his wrinkles. This he reserved for this man alone, as he had never been wrong before. Yes, everything will be fine. Insufficient resources. I wonder why. Australia, we must begin trading. Okay, increase taxes, stabilize the yen. Stabilize the yen. Reduce social security payments and increase taxes. To stabilize our little country. Campaign against the LDP. Temporarily reduce social spending. We've done everything we can to stabilize the economy. Check up and start screaming. The U.S. 7th Fleet remains in Taiwan. With the outbreak of civil war in the continental United States, the international community continues to follow the status of the U.S. military deployments overseas. Recently, some ships of the U.S. 7th Fleet continued to operate near the Taiwan Strait, causing the regional situation to become more complicated. The spokesperson of the Chinese Ministry of Defense claimed that despite internal turmoil, the U.S. continues to provoke incidents over the Taiwan issues, violating the One China principle, interfering in China's internal affairs, and undermining the regional peace. The spokesperson also reaffirmed that Taiwan is an inseparable part of China. The People's Liberation Army remains on high alert and absolutely counter any provocative acts to safeguard the national sovereignty and territorial integrity. The 7th Fleet stated that it's operational in the Pan-Indo-Pacific will continue as normal, emphasizing freedom of navigation, declaring that it will continue to carry out activities in waters permitted by international law. The U.S. Department of Defense emphasized that the mission of the 7th Fleet remains unaffected by domestic circumstances. Experts criticized the 7th Fleet for continuing to maintain its presence around the Taiwan Strait, which increased the uncertainty and risk of misjudgment of the situation. Old habits die hard. But the reality is that if they don't, China will go rampant. Okay, so COVID populism can be done. What's this? The Liberal Democratic Party managed the pandemic horribly, and thousands of Japanese citizens lie in their graves. Only thousands? That's not so bad. As a result, they claim that we have no experience governing the country, and as such, will not know how to deal with the ongoing pandemic. Whether or not this is true, at the very least, we know what not to do. The COVID waifu.
Dang. I love that, like, they all act like, yes, lockdowns are good and work. It's like,
Oh no. Something big just happened. The unthinkable has occurred. One of our greatest allies has descended into a state of internal strife. Neighbor against neighbor, parent against child, an entire continent delved into violence. With every chaotic event, the vultures that start to circle, and we're aware, with the loss of good American friends, that the Chinese are now looking at Taiwan with hungry eyes, seeing the Civil War as a prime chance to finalize their long-standing conflict. Asia will inevitably face war as well. Despite our difficulties, we cannot abandon Taiwan. We are not alone with our remaining allies. We will face the dragon. Hitting the fan. Listen, Kauri slurred, one hand gripping her mic, as if it were the last thing keeping her upright. The LDP has been in power since what dinosaurs fucking roamed the earth? I'm not reading that. That's just so long. That's so long. And it doesn't have anything to do with it. It's just like random flavor text that just doesn't add anything. Alright, so America's erupted into a state of war. Congress refuses diplomacy. In perhaps what will be seen as the most tragic event in the 21st century, the two governments in Denver and Washington, D.C. have refused to engage in diplomatic talks in order to reach a peaceful conclusion to the crisis that has shaken the United States. After weeks of unsuccessful negotiation, while both Trump and Biden respectively announced that they were the legitimate leader of the country, sporadic fighting between militias has broken out along a temporary ceasefire line along the Illinois and Indiana border. Fire can be seen rising from high rises of Chicago as Trump's militia fire round after round in an attempt to capture the border city, as Biden militias advance onto the town of Danville, Illinois. In Denver, oh my god, imagine being a part of a Biden militia. I'm going for Creepy Joe. Oh my god, that's so funny.
Yeah.
That's just funny to me, alright, man? It's like, for Biden! Just imagine charging over the... That's wonderful.
The worst part is that I can imagine that some people would do that.
In Denver, reportings have cited... Wait, did I read this already? I can't remember. Oh, there, no, we didn't. I was too busy laughing at the Biden militia thing. In Denver, reportings have cited how unmarked black vans have been taking anti-war activists off the streets, while pro-Trump protests in the suburbs of Louisville have been forcefully dispersed by federally armed federal army. While the Trump government has had a significant difficulty in maintaining order in the liberal cities with riots still breaking out, Biden de facto control does not extend to the outside of the highways and cities, with underground militias having already begun arming themselves and ambushing army convoys. In households across the United States, families watch in horror as the very fabric of American society is torn apart as brothers arm themselves against brother. It is undeniable that the Second American Civil War has begun. Brothers against brothers once more. This is very fantasy.
It's very fancy because the non-communist is a brother.
Well, no, it's not even that feel. Like, it's just like... During this thing, like... There's not really a state in which that could have happened. It's very fantastic. My ears! There we go. It's back! America looks like a shit show. The... California's in a complete civil war, you know, good. Fuck them.
Fuck California.
May they all kill each other. Texas is in an internal civil war as well. So Texas, these states are actually having civil wars amongst themselves. The Federal Air Command is now fighting against a bunch of shit. Western Military Administration. What the fuck? Who is that? The Folkish Resistance Movement? Okay. Oh my god, their faces. Alright, this would not happen. These are some fantasy lines on the paper here. That's funny, though. What the fuck's happening in Florida? The Warlocks? What the fuck? Big John? Aw, yeah, St. John's. State of Florida is just tiny. The Atom Waffen Division? What the fuck? Brandon Russell? What the fuck is happening? This shit's retarded.
Hopefully they will invade Canada too.
Trudeau
Those
invokes
guys
Emergencies Act. The United Nations secures Miami. The UN doing something?
No, that's fantasy. That's high fantasy right there.
It's a bit nuts. What do you think, Chatfish?
Chatfish is like, go to America, help the cause. It's like, yeah, but remember, we're on the other side of the war.
And Russia still has invaded Ukraine? What the fuck? Algerian-Moroccan war?
To be honest, would we invade right now? Like, I would actually.
The Algerian-Morocco war.
If I want to invade. Invade Australia, keeps. As soon as Russia starts the war, invade Australia.
Release the Geishen Shah, whatever the fuck it is. I don't know what that does. Do it! I don't know. Buy American destroyers? Damn it, I don't have the money for that. What's wrong, Bino?
I'm looking at the Easter thumbnail.
Chat, my country's on fire! But my state's okay. Okay, woo! My state's okay. The Battle of New York. Patriot Front... what? Forces clear Manhattan of snipers, while propaganda agents flood Brooklyn with supply handouts. No doubt the finest jewel in Thomas Rousseau's rapidly expanding treasury. Who? I don't even know these people's names. I don't even know. New York has been completely subjugated by fascism. What? Remaining... What? Of all the places, I would not expect that place. Remaining resistance is sporadic. Well, maybe that's the point, right? Sporadic and sclerotic, with little cooperation between police holdouts, federal agents, and leftists. This has not prevented the death of many occupiers and their newfound collaborators. Damage to the city is most acute in the outlying regions. However, there are still signs of war, even in the wealthy areas. The city has rapidly lost population, with thousands of civilians fleeing south into Unionist New Jersey, or west and north, further into the arms of the Patriot Front. The what? What is the Patriot Front? The new regime has been surprisingly willing to allow the city to empty, establishing numerous refugee corridors. Not out of the goodness of their heart. The city is vast and dense, and it will take months before it is subdued. Less people, less time. The Big Apple falls. I don't even know what the Patriot Front is. Union of America.
They are a quote-unquote group that like everyone thinks are feds because they all march together. They wear the same uniform. They all look like feds. You know what I mean?
That guy looks like such a fucking LARPer. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I've seen LARPers in my days, boys, and that's like a LARP. That's like a LARP outfit. Are these the developers? Like, what the fuck?
Cool.
For the mod, maybe? I don't know, the picture.
Maybe, I don't know.
It looks like a little goober.
Oh yeah! Speak of funny things,
What?
since you're playing this game. Did you see that news about the two guys that were planning an invasion on an island over there in the US?
What?
There were two guys, two young dudes. They were planning to invade an island near the west coast. Because one of these islands is like its own little island country. It has like 10,000 people or something. But only a few thousand or a few hundred fighting Asian men. So they came up with the idea to they came up with the idea to make like an army of hobos, right? Of homeless people. And one of them went to a big city to get homeless to join their cause. And the other guy went into the Marine, either the Navy or the Army, to get training, to learn how to fight, like to handle arms and shit like that. Because their plan was to make their own like hobo army, invade the island, enslave everyone, and become the kings of the island with their hobo army. But like the Navy, whichever branch for the military that the guy joined, found him suspicious, and did a little investigation and found found it early, you know, like what the fuck are these guys doing? You know what I mean?
I have no idea what you mean, Beano.
Damn.
I'm just looking at America going like, what the fuck? It's just weird.
Yeah, like I saw it like some time ago. This news.
Why that prince is actually winning his war over here. Well, let's see. Next up we have is form the civil coalition. Well, Japan doesn't have a whole lot happening, and I don't have money to buy nothing.
Invade Australia, man.
Serbia
Let's do
invades
it.
Kosovo. The powder keg explodes once more. Uh-oh. Because America's not there anymore. Canada leaves NATO.
Invade.
That helps the Second American Civil War grow. So, like, their civil coalition formed. Amateurs. We've
Come on,
done
invade
it.
Australia. No, we want it. We know you want it.
The LDP gains approval. Liberals gain influence. Liberals. Or the LDP. Oh no, no matter what the LDP does. Liberals or centralists, chat? Or centrists? You decide. Like chairfishes love liberals. No, chairfish love centrists. Oh my god, I'm sorry. Just the concept of catfish like being super like, if this became a donor war, that'd probably be the retardedest fucking thing ever. It's like, and that's $20 for liberals.
Damn.
I'm sorry, I just find it funny. Alright, it's just an eternal like thing. Because chat's done silly donor wars in the past. I just thought about it like, no, centrism.
Balance. As all things should be. It's like, but that's not how it works.
Catfish are just fucking tarted out over there. Oh my
Damn, poor
god.
Catfish. Catfish are my friend. They're
It's
not
party
bad.
time in the Balkans once again. There's also a war going on over here between the Republic of the Union Myanmar and the Karen National Liberation Army. Karen National Liberation. Just Karens.
They want to speak to the president. Oh no. What's Israel doing? Because like there is war in the Middle East.
Probably
so
nothing. Like they would probably do in real life, if I had to guess. Isaac Herzog is in charge, and as it stands now, they're in a state of peace. They have tensions with the state of Palestine, and they also have tensions with the Syrian Arab Republic. But other than that, it looks like, surprisingly... Oh yeah, and Iran doesn't like them, but that's not a surprise.
Yeah, but that's.
Also, Iran would probably be doing stuff now.
Yeah, that's why I asked. Like, I thought they would be at war with like.
Well, they might. They might in the future. They might, because they might not be ready yet. Kosovo is under attack by Serbia. Germany is just chilling. Ukraine's not invaded yet, but Ukraine doesn't like Russia.
Yeah, but they never liked Russia. Though.
I know, but there's tension because they're orange. See,
Ah, okay.
green is selected and orange is like the opinion of other nations. So if I click on Poland, blue is allied nations. Poland is part of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. These are all the member states of NATO. But you'll notice Canada is no longer a member of NATO. Canada pulled out.
So, too bad you're not America. You could invade Canada and commit all the war crimes. Huh?
Chatfish have chosen centrism. I would spend 100 to not be left. Fuck, chat. I need you to donate for leftism next time, so I can get lots of money.
No one wanted left. Look at like 90. Oh my god, it was like 93%.
Chat, that would have been a perfect time to donate $1 to fuck with them. God damn. Alright, so anyways, Fumio Kishida, centrist, wins the election. Next thing, destroy the myth of the one-party system. When something has remained practically unchanged since the birth of your grandparents, it seems like that's how will always be. But it doesn't have to be that way. Age-old political stereotypes are changing around the globe on a weekly basis. I mean, yeah, literally, like, fucking America's exploded. Jabbing politics. Okay, well, America's exploded. I'm kind of curious what this mod's gonna have happening. Wait, what? Morocco's at war with Algeria? It's just getting really fucky. This probably would unironically happen if this actually happened, though, in real life, chat. The American People's Liberation Army has defeated the San Jose Defense Committee. What's what?
Please tell me Brazil is. Please tell me Brazil is going full.
They're doing nothing.
Damn it! I hate Brazil.
I hate Brazil. Why is Morocco at war with these guys? But yeah, if America stopped being a hegemon, the world would erupt in chaos because nothing's holding people in check anymore.
Also, someone has to take America's place because there needs to be a top dog in the yard. And to be honest, I would rather have America as a top dog because even though you guys have a lot of cringe people there, you guys still have the best morality from the founding fathers. You know what I mean?
You're just a beaner to me. He's like, eep.
Damn. But I'm right.
Alright, the general election ends in 10 days. The League of South, United States, Louisiana. Fuck, America's just going to shit. California State Militia evacuates populations. During the advance of the American People's Liberation Army across California, sounds like communists, resistance has varied significantly, from drug cartels and prison gangs to state government remnants and National Guard units. One of the fiercest opponents of the APLA, which definitely sounds like a fucking communist movement, within California has been the Californian State Militia, which has specifically prioritized destroying the communists at any cost. With the state government losing control of large swaths of land in Northern California, the militia has stepped in as a force to stabilize the region. Recently, after gaining control of the region, the Californian State Militia decided to evacuate seemingly almost the entire population of California's northwestern coastal county of Humboldt during an ongoing offensive by the APLA. The California State Militia claims that they did so to protect the civilians in the region and deny any allegations of otherwise, but both APLA and international observers decried the action, declaring it an act of forced deportation and genocide against minorities, of course. And left-wingers, as the northwest coast of California is largely left-leaning and is home to a high minority population. What does that mean? The APLA even went as far to suggest that the CSM has deported the population to extermination camps deep in Sierra Nevada, although evidence for this is lacking. Regardless of the exact details, the event is sure to lead to greater levels of political and ethnic violence throughout California, and with the West Coast region as a whole, as leftist militants may seek to avenge the incident by targeting right-wing civilian populations with similar acts. America descends into barbarism.
Just get rid of all the communists, they are the problem, yeah.
Taliban enters Kabul. Allahu Akbar. And they begin stoning little girls. They begin stoning. That's what happens when you're a savage.
You know the worst part? You can bet that these international observators are all Europeans. They're like, yay, communism. Damn. Or Chinese. Oh my god, the Chinese would be all in helping America destroy itself. That's the sad part. Hate the Chinese. China's whole.
General election of 2021 is over. Boop. Civil Coalition won. To the surprise of absolutely everyone, the political dominance of the LDP has been halted. The coalition, which consists of all kinds of opposition members, have given it their all during the campaign, and those efforts have paid off. Although there are mixed responses to this, there is also a lot of optimism about the future. Let's hope they stick together. New Focus Pocus is unlocked. Take Japan down a different path, Chatfishies. What the fuck is happening in here? Pledge to defend Taiwan. Allahu Akbar. Just blows up.
You chose a single country, not a... Yeah, you chose the one country that's like, you are going to do nothing.
A people's Japan? Oh no. Oh, no. A free Japan. Form a government. When someone calls something a Herculean task, they're usually referring to something that should be by all means be impossible. However, Hercules still completed his 12 labors, and we have completed our one. The LDP has finally been dethroned, and now we must set about certifying our control. Power. We must continue to recruit more Japanese warriors to our mighty nation, chat, so we can save Taiwan from Qing Bing Dong. As the land election concludes, we are granted the invaluable opportunity to form a new cabinet. This marks a profound shift in Japan's long-standing political landscape and the chance to fulfill promises made to our citizens by the civil coalition. The new prime minister will be chosen from the leaders who guided us to victory, and for the coalition, for the civil coalition, that leader is the Honorable Yukio Adano, born into the working-class family at Utsumiya, Tochigi Prefecture. Adano's determination to pursue political career began at a young age. After studying law, he ran for the House of Representatives as a candidate of the Japan New Party, beginning his challenging but distinguished political journey. Alternatively, the civil coalition could choose a more radical figure from the political spectrum. Kazuo Oshii, a seasoned politician and longtime leader of the Japanese Communist Party, has held several key positions, including one as child rapist. General Secretary. I'm joking. It's a communist. I had to.
Yeah,
It's too easy. All right, so
It's very...
General
it's very-
Secretary, head of Executive Committee, the chairman of the JCP, after decades of parliamentary struggle, she, the GCP, now see a glimmer of hope, forming a government, making the prospects of socialism in Japan seem within reach. Oh. However, this could also spark widespread societal unrest, threatening the stability of the current administration. Ultimately, the time has come to decide who will lead Japan's new government before the next general election. Who will take on the monumental task of dismantling the remnants of the Liberal Democratic Party and revitalizing societal norms? Adano will proceed to the Imperial Palace, where he will receive His Majesty's appointment. Choosing a foreign minister. As the election concludes, we are granted the invaluable opportunity to form a new cabinet. This marks a profound shift in Japan's long-standing political landscape and the chance to fulfill the promises that made to our citizens by the civil coalition. The newly appointed Minister of Foreign Affairs will represent a shift in Japan's political landscape within the coalition. There are two distinct perspectives on the candidate for his role. On the one side, the right-wing faction of the DPP supports Yuichiro Tamaki, a former financial bureaucrat. Tamaki advocates for strengthening security alliances with countries that share traditional values and mutual interests, while taking a hardline approach toward regional competitors in East Asia. On the other side, the left-wing faction represented by the JCP nominate, Akira Kasai, a graduate of the University of Tokyo and an advocate for peaceful diplomacy. Kasai promises to reduce Japan's diplomatic tensions, foster stronger ties with neighboring countries, and advance a unified front to regional issues. Despite these differing views, the time has come to decide who will guide Japan's foreign policy in the lead-up to the next generation election and strengthen the nation's global position. Appoint Kasai, or do we appoint Tamaki? Chatfish, make your arguments. Japan.
Which one's the least communist?
Well, I hope you listened.
I did, but I...
Chat's like, and start screaming. But yes, the right-wing faction supports Yuichiro Tamaki. So Tamaki is right-leaning, versus left-wing is obviously going to be Kasai in that case. Jeff is like voting like Tamaki. That I'm not even surprised.
Hamna. Generous chaos.
All right, Chatfish, you have 60 seconds to contest. Upon the second ringing of the bell, when it tolls, you will have to decide.